You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, let's just do the first game. Today, Seahawks, Niners. That's at
Niners. I just said it was a wipeout, man. But we're gonna really be able to see what your boy Brock Purdy's really made of now, though.
Well, look, this just came out from Florio on this game. Weather will be an issue at Santa Clara, where the 49ers host the Seahawks. As of right now, based on the forecast available, there's a new wrinkle for the game. They are expecting thunderstorms at kickoff, and they're calling for heavy rain during that game.
It's going to be a run game, man.
Yeah, well, look, anytime it rains or something like that, it's the great, elixir for a lot of eels when it comes to a team that is not as good as the next team. They've got Kenneth Walker in Seattle at running back. These pass rushers for the Niners are not going to be able to get out of the blocks after Geno Smith if that field is soaking wet in the way they would if it was a dry or just damp turf. That scares the crap out of me now, knowing that it's going to be raining, because we played Chicago. It was like the first or second game of the year, and it was a torrential downpour. We lost that game. Against Chicago, and it was during a thunderstorms the whole game. And Chicago, they were the worst team in the league. They got the number 1 overall pick, but it evened the entire playing field of the game up. Got everybody out of their game plan.
Yeah. No, I heard it was going to rain there last night when I was watching ESPN NFL Live. They said that it was forecast for rain. When I was watching
I wasn't too awful worried about this game, although it always gets interesting when you got a division team. This is the third time they're going to play this year. The third time. Do you know how hard it is to beat a division rival 3 times in 1 year?
Hard.
It's nearly impossible. Yeah. It's nearly impossible. That said, I still got the 9. We need scores too. So, Matrix, you got a score on that game? You're not picking games if you don't give a score.
Yeah, I'll go 28-13.
I'm going 21-6, 49ers.
What do you got, Rhodes?
Okay. In light of the weather, I'm saying 16-13.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the weather. You know what?
It's gonna be close.
Let me drop it then because of the weather. Let me go 20-10.
20.
I'm still going 21-6,
49ers. Just for the hell of it, I want to look. Okay, that downpour game against Chicago was 19-10 Chicago. 21-13 Adam Washington. Okay. All right. By the way, another 2 weeks, I think Jimmy is back.
Will he actually
be the backup?
Play? Yeah,
he'll be the backup.
He's definitely going to be the backup.
He'll be back. Yeah. I think Brock Purdy has firmly won that job. Chargers at Jags tonight, and we got a wonderful little tidbit that just came out about this game. Al Michaels will be back tonight to call this playoff game for NBC.
Right.
I think that's so cool. Yeah.
Good.
It makes this game feel so much bigger immediately, knowing Al Michaels is going to be back to call it. Yeah. Who you got, Mr. Matrix?
Man, I was thinking about this. This one is going to be a bit closer, I think.
Jaguars killed them earlier this year.
I know. I don't really like either one of these teams. Jacksonville, man, they're coming off. Man, this is tough right here.
I kind of like the Jags. as a team.
I do, funny enough.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm leaning the Chargers, but it's going to be like, let me go 23-20.
I'm going 28-24 Jags.
Okay.
Is this going to be Trevor Lawrence's coming out party? Is this it? I mean, because he's played well this year. But yeah. I'm gonna tell you what worries me about him. He missed a couple of passes in that game versus Tennessee that I think even Trey Lance could have hit. I mean, they were wide open receivers for touchdowns, and he airmailed them by 10 foot. I was like, what is he doing? I mean, there wasn't a defender around nowhere. And I found that really, really interesting that he missed elementary school kind of passes like that. I was at the Broncos Jags
game in London. I was at that game in London when Broncos beat the Jags, and the Broncos D beat the fucking living daylights out of Trevor Lawrence that day.
Yeah.
Even though he did throw a touchdown pass. And he's been lights out ever since, basically.
Yeah, he got it together. I mean, we kind of knew I like Doug Peterson. I was still surprised the Eagles fired him the way they did. You know,
they should have kept him.
He's a good offensive coach. Yeah. He really is. He works with quarterbacks well. I got the Jags. 24-21 Jaguars. If it was in LA, I might go Chargers, but I'm going Jags.
No, if Mike Williams had been playing, I'd have had the Chargers. If I'm being honest.
That's probably me too. Yeah, probably me too. That's a big miss. All right, let's go. Next game tomorrow, which could turn out to be putrid. The Fighting Skylar Thompsons, the Miami Dolphins versus the Bills tomorrow.
Oh,
that's going to be ugly.
Wipe out. No Tua. This is going to be a massacre, I believe. Let me go Bills 32 and the Dolphins 32-17.
I got 35-14 Bills.
What do you got, 45-14?
35-14, yeah. And I've got on one of my bets, I've got Bills minus 15 against the Dolphins as well.
42-7 Bills. It's going to be ugly. I think this is going to be...
It's going to be a wipeout. I was trying to be a little bit generous to the Dolphins. This is going to be a blowout.
Now, if Tua was playing, I think this could be a fun game to have watched, you know?
Yeah, but it could be like a 28-20 game then if Tua is playing maybe.
Well, you know the Dolphins beat them once this year.
Yeah.
You know?
The Dolphins actually a pretty good team when they're... Tua was actually playing good this season.
They finished pretty poorly, you know. They really backed in, but you know, those concussions. I still wonder about his career at this point, you know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know I've heard that there's people that's sort of banging the drum for him to retire. Because
I've been to retire personally because he's fragile. He's always been like that.
Yeah.
Well,
did you know he's never ever completed the game for Alabama? He's always been hurt one way or another when he was at Alabama.
I mean, it's kind of like Kyler Murray. You know, there's teams in the league that didn't even have Kyler Murray on their draft board. And they didn't have him on the draft board for one reason and one reason only: his size. It's the same way with Tua. It's the same way with Baker Mayfield. Mm-hmm. Baker's tiny, you know. But the difference is at least those guys have a lot of thickness. It's the only reason I don't love Bryce Young coming out in the draft because the kid can play quarterback, but he's tiny.
He's only 6 foot or something like that. Yeah.
Like 194 pounds. He's going to get murdered. You know? Yeah. I don't know. And I'm usually a big on Alabama quarterbacks, but I'm worried about him. Giants at Vikings, the Fighting Kirk Cousins.
Oh, God.
I got Vikings.
Against the Fighting Daniel Joneses.
Man,
Who would have thought Daniel Jones was going to get a contract extension at the beginning of the year?
I would not be surprised if the Vikings lost this game. That is a fluky.
I've got Vikings
super
27-14.
What do we win? 12-5. Super fluky.
They've got one of the worst plus minuses in the history of the NFL.
Actually, aren't they
for a 12-win team?
Yeah,
it's like second or first worst. I mean, it's terrible.
It's awful, man. You know, I'm only going to pick the Vikings because they're at home. That is a tough place to play. But I'll go 24-23 Vikings, and that's a no confidence pick.
On the betting purpose, I'm going 27-13 Vikings because I've got them minus 10.5.
2016 New York Football Giants.
You went there. You're doing it, huh?
You know Daniel Jones. How long have I been saying Daniel Jones could play?
You like him. You like him.
I have talked Daniel Jones for years. I'm finally being validated. Finally. Finally. I am being validated. Daniel Jones made a playoffs.
Exactly what I'm thinking there. The Vikings ain't getting out the next round.
Oh, no.
I'll say that now.
They're one and done. They're one and done.
That was a valid point there, Adam. No, because if it goes through the home and all that, like Philadelphia. But like I say, 49ers going to absolutely fucking demolish the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because I don't like their defense, and I'm actually saying that if you can actually stop Justin Jefferson playing, the Vikings are a completely different team altogether as well.
I'm going to tell you right now, the Seahawks scare me worse than the Vikings do.
Yeah,
I hope it's the Vikings because the
Vikings are frauds.
The Giants could I think could present some problems for the Niners. They've got that tough guy team attitude and all that. Same kind of thing, you know. I mean, Brian Daboll brings that Buffalo Belichick mentality into New York, you know. Daniel Jones is trying to play poor man's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Giants are fun to watch. If they mess around and get a couple of good wide receivers next year, the Giants are going to be good.
You know what? They
have no wideouts. None.
I got to say this. Trey Lance going down pretty much saved the NFC because the NFC is a dumpster fire, really. The Cowboys are frauds. The Vikings are frauds. The 49ers are legit when they got a quarterback.
It saved the Niners season.
Oh, easily saved the Niners season.
Dude, we go 5-12 if Trey Lance is the quarterback. We're that bad. I'm telling you, he would have gotten because I think Kyle Shanahan would have waited too long to have tried to course correct. You know, I think he would have waited till we were like 2-7 or something, and then pulled Lance for Jimmy, and then it would have probably been too late. The Seahawks probably would have won that division with Geno Smith.
Yeah,
Geno, I love it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I wish the Niners wasn't playing the Seahawks because I'm pulling for Geno Smith, generally speaking.
Yeah,
Ravens in New York as well.
Ravens at Bengals.
This is another one. This is another one. Lamar Jackson not playing. This is going to be. It was going to be the Bengals anyway. If you ask me, I'm going to go. Who's actually a quarterback now? It
looks like Tyler Huntley's going to play.
Okay, I'm going to go 27-17 Bengals.
I'm going 30-17 Bengals.
And I'm maybe generous a little bit with that spread. I hate blowouts.
I think Bengals going to win the AFC again. That's why I put money on it.
People been sleeping on the Bengals, man, all season.
We're witnessing the potential implosion of the Ravens right now.
Mm-hmm.
We are because
I fucking hate them.
The Harbaugh clearly thinks Lamar Jackson should be playing. Sammy Watkins clearly thinks Lamar Jackson should be playing, which means other people in that locker room believe Lamar Jackson should be playing.
Lamar cares about that money. This is a money
I hate
thing.
the Ravens as much as I hate the Raiders and the Chiefs.
It's
That's
a
how much I
shame.
fucking hate them.
It's a shame because Lamar's been a good kid. He has.
Yeah.
But he has no agent.
That's a mistake.
He still believes he's getting a Deshaun Watson contract.
Nobody's getting that contract.
Nobody's
No one's
ever getting that contract again.
No one's ever going to get the contract. I think NFL owners have actually seen what an absolute dumpster fire that contract was, and they said, "Nah, fuck that."
Oh, it was an outlier, horrible decision from Jimmy Haslam. Nobody's getting that deal. And if you ever see another guaranteed quarterback contract, it's going to be beneficial to the ownership. In other words, you're going to see like a Kirk Cousins get like 3 years, $60 million fully guaranteed. It's not going to be 3 years, $140 million fully guaranteed. Yeah. You're not going to see that. It's going to be.
I think the Russell Wilson contract is a bit out of fucking.
It's horrible. There are three.
He got that contract before they.
There are 3 contracts that are 3 of the worst contracts we've ever seen. They all got signed recently. Kyler Murray, $245 million. Deshaun Watson, $230, and Russell Wilson, $245. $750 million on those 3 quarterbacks. Can you not just think about that?
But the good thing about it is that the Broncos can get out of that contract in 2025. Now, this is what I'm thinking there. Now, if Harbaugh gets a job in Denver, and I'm still want Sean Payton over Harbaugh, I reckon he'll probably end up drafting J.J. McCarthy. But he'll sit behind Russell Wilson for a year, then start him in 2025. This is what Wilson's there for 2 years. But I think he'll improve. He'll definitely improve there. Now he'll have competent coaching, and the fact that the Greg Penner, one of the owners, he ain't fucking around. Now I met him at a Broncos meet in London, and he was saying all that, guys, I want to win. I want trophies. I goes, I don't want dossers or anything like that fucking me around or anything like that. I goes, so we bought this team to win.
Here's a question for you two. We already got Mick's answer. He said Peyton. Who would you rather have, John? Jim Harbaugh or Sean Payton?
Ooh, man, that's a good question right there, man.
Look, man. Jim can coach his ass
off. I know he can. I know he can. At the NFL and in college, but we're talking about the NFL right here.
If you can save Alex Smith's career, you can save Russell Wilson's.
Yeah. Man, that's a tough one. That's a coin flip right there.
That offensive and defensive line, I guarantee you, will be the best in the league in 2 years.
Man, that's tough. I can't even answer it, man. It's that tough.
My only issue with
I'm only going Payton because of the NFL experience.
Well, Harbaugh has it too.
Yeah, Jim played
went to the Super Bowl. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah, Jim
Harbaugh Harbaugh did not have Drew Brees.
Right.
He had Colin Kaepernick and Alex Smith.
Yeah, and Kaepernick had a couple of the greatest playoff games anybody's ever seen in their life.
Man, that's tough.
Under Harbaugh. What he did to the Packers, I'm not sure Aaron Rodgers has still recovered from it. They destroyed the Packers with Colin Kaepernick.
You know what? I'll take Captain Comeback. Jim Harbaugh. Barely.
I'm gonna go Harbaugh, but my only thing about Jim is the following. Jim wears on people after 4 years.
Yeah.
Whereas Sean Payton was in New Orleans forever. Forever and ever. So it's like, do you want to potentially win the Super Bowl in 3 years? Or do you want to be extremely competitive for 12 years? which might be Sean Payton.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
because I don't think Jim stays anywhere for 10 years.
Yeah.
I just don't believe it.
Hey, we got to wrap this segment up, man. We got other topics here we're going to cover.
Yeah. Cowboys, Buccaneers.
I think you already know where I stand, man. I'm going 20-14 Buccaneers, and that pains me to say it.
I got 21-20 Buccaneers.
Neither one of you is taking the Cowboys.
No, not taking them.
Neither one of you.
You know what? If they showed up a little bit against the Redskins, I would have felt more. I have no confidence in this team.
You know what? Speaking of the Redskins, on one of the NFL UK Facebook groups, I was actually called a racist cunt for saying the word Redskins.
They were the Redskins for like 100 years.
Now, I was in Germany recently. There, I went to a hockey game, but I was talking to there was a German lad who he had wearing the Redskins jersey, and he actually said, "It goes, I can't call them Commanders. Guys, it absolutely makes me want to vomit when it comes to it's the Washington Redskins. Always has been, always will be."
Yep.
All right.
And he was a mixed race German guy.
24-20 Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh, you're doing it.
Yeah.
I want my Cowboys to win, but I don't have any faith in them.
Well, okay. Let me be clear. I hope Brady wins 42-3.
that ain't.
I hope Brady wins 42-3, and I will be praying he does so the entire game. But I'm picking the Cowboys. So
okay.
There we go. Because Brady's going to the Dolphins or the Raiders as soon as that game's over.
That the last game we could just cover?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. We can move on.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.